Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Catherine. Today I'm going to be talking about some self-care things that aren't just wearing a face mask and going to adoration and praying before the Blessed Sacrament. Of course, I think that the first part of any Catholic self-care, if you're going through anxiety, like I experience anxiety and panic attacks, if you have those and you need help, I totally recommend praying in front of the Blessed Sacrament. That should be step one, but I figure everybody on my channel already knows that, so let's dive into some other things that can help out as well. But of course, praying in front of the Blessed Sacrament is number one, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit later in this video. But starting off with some other advice for taking care of yourself, having a better day, feeling better about yourself, especially if you're experiencing anxiety, the first thing I want everybody to do is delete Instagram right away. Okay, you don't need to delete the profile, but delete the app. I can tell you, I was having some anxiety a couple weeks ago and I just deleted Instagram. I was like, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to take 2 months off Instagram. So if you follow me at Catholic Catherine, I will be back on Instagram eventually, but I'm taking 2 months off because there's really no reason to be on it. Yes, it helps with me for promoting this YouTube channel and everything, but for my personal account, all I'm really doing on my personal account is basically checking in on some people from high school, seeing what they were doing for their summer trip and everything like that. It really wasn't fulfilling me. I was spending, I'm embarrassed to admit, hours scrolling on there. The algorithm on Instagram really is trying to get you addicted, right? Because they want you to spend more time on their platform. The same thing with YouTube and YouTube Shorts. All that, it's TikTok. I will never, ever have TikTok. I can't imagine that. That is just poison in my mind. And I know all of social media pretty much is poison, but there are some fruits to it. But delete Instagram, okay? Get off of it for at least a few weeks, a couple of months. You're gonna feel good. It's not just something you have to give up for Lent. You can give it up right here, right now. Delete Instagram if you're experiencing anxiety. The only thing with that is you need to fill that void, right? Instagram, social media probably has a big hold on you. Delete it and fill it with something else instead. So for me personally, when I deleted Instagram, every time I delete Instagram, I fill it with YouTube for the most part, which is not super healthy, especially YouTube Shorts. Those things are so addictive. So I just don't look at YouTube Shorts anymore. I hate that you can't delete them off your phone, but I did delete the YouTube app. So now I can only watch YouTube by going on the browser or going on the computer, making it harder for me to see it, so I am less likely to do it. I also recommend that you read. You can read normal books, nonfiction, fiction, novels, whatever. Poetry, I don't know, read poetry if you want. Personally for me, I am trying to get more into spiritual reading. Right now I can tell you I'm reading this, Mother Angelica's biography. It is so good, highly recommend it. I still stay up till 1:30. Like a few days ago, I stayed up till 1:30 in the morning reading this biography. It's so good, but it's like I need to start to shut my brain off. So something else is just setting a time for bed and going to bed. I don't care if you're in the enthralls of a very good chapter of a book. I don't care what's going on. Get to bed. Like I've mentioned in my previous video, I don't pray the Rosary after 11 o'clock at night. I realize at that point it is too late. I'm not giving my full self to God. So just try to go to bed. Maybe have the Rosary under your pillow. I know a few people who do this, and they literally are praying the Rosary as they fall asleep. I think that's so beautiful and so great. Have the lights off. That is something huge for self-care, is going to sleep at a routine time and then waking up at a routine time. This is also really big with deleting Instagram because I usually would wake up and immediately scroll through Instagram. I use the website Pray More Novenas, and I have a novena sent to my inbox every single day. I'll link them down below. That's a great website because then you wake up, you check your email, you pray your novena, maybe you go pray your Rosary, maybe you wake up, get ready, and you go to daily Mass. That is awesome. That is a great way to replace social media because you can spend so much time on there. But just make sure you are filling your days. That is huge. Another self-care tip would be journaling. I know I've talked about this several times, but journal. It doesn't have to be like religious. You don't have to make it a Jesus journal. You can just journal what you were doing that day. Journal something you're grateful for. So good to be able to look back and see what you were thinking at that time, see how you were feeling. Journaling, and it'll take up a little part of the day, and then it really makes your brain work. So I love it. Journal yourself away. You also want to start completing things while you are in these anxious fits, something like that. Keep your room as clean as possible. So you wake up, make your bed. I'm telling you, there's no better feeling in the world than coming home from a day of work or a night out with friends or what have you and having a cleanly made bed. Make your bed every single day and clean off your counters, whether it be your work desk, your dresser, anything like that. Make sure those spaces are as clean as possible. Clean your bathroom. Keep everything nice and tidy. You're gonna feel so much better about yourself. Also vacuuming. Vacuuming also is just the most satisfying chore you could possibly do. Vacuum your apartment, your house, what have you. You're gonna be like, oh my gosh, my house is clean. This is beautiful. Wash your sheets. Even if you have just washed your sheets literally like a couple days ago, I recommend washing your sheets because there's no better feeling than going to bed and having your sheets washed. On that subject, wash your hair. I know some of my female friends wash their hair once a week. That's insane to me. I wash my hair maybe every 4 days. But if I'm just feeling anxiety, feeling just awful, washing my hair, blow drying it, letting air dry, anything like that, just having clean hair, it's just such a good feeling. So these things, they're all self-care things, but I don't know, maybe they're a little different, something you're not used to hearing. Next, I want you to work out, but you don't have to go to a gym. There are so many YouTube workouts. This is how I got into working out. YouTube workouts that do not require a gym membership and that do not even require equipment. Some people say, oh, you need equipment to work out, or oh, cardio doesn't do anything for you. I disagree. Yes, it does. I feel so much better when you get the heart rate up. That feels good. Even if you're just doing ab workouts on the floor, you're not bothering your downstairs neighbors, right? I live in an apartment. I do YouTube workouts. I don't bother anybody. No one's ever complained. I'm good. I'm just lying on the floor doing ab exercises or doing something like that. Or you can do silent cardio. And you might think, oh, I don't want to put like my sports bra, my leggings on just for one quick workout and then I have to shower afterwards. Just do it. You're gonna feel good. You're gonna get a little high from it. It's gonna be great. If you are starting to work out, start with those 7-minute ones, because when I get out of shape, I do a 7-minute workout and then I am so sore, sometimes for days after that one 7-minute workout. So get yourself into shape, start really small and go from there. But this is going to be super beneficial for you. I guarantee it. Something else you want to keep in mind is choosing your friends to call when you're having these anxiety attacks. Call friends that maybe are good listeners. Maybe they've gone through anxiety in the past, or they're just really close to you and they'll might be able to help you or give you some advice. But just be careful when you do call your friends when you're having these anxiety attacks. Make sure that when you call them, you are not calling them and asking for their opinion, or tell them, hey, I don't want your opinion on something right now. If you don't want their opinion, make sure you tell them, hey, I don't want your opinion, I just need you to listen. Because sometimes they'll give your opinion, that'll upset you, and that'll give you more anxiety, and they don't realize, your friends will not realize that you're doing this. Your friends will not realize that they're causing you more pain, because you know what, your friends aren't all therapists and everything. So just be mindful of the role your friends play. Let them know how you're feeling, and let them know no opinions if you don't want an opinion right now. This might also include, on the topic of friendship, cutting out some people in your life that might be toxic, whether it be temporarily or even permanently. This is very difficult to do if you work with the person, but maybe start thinking about finding a new job, praying novenas to St. Joseph to find a new job. If this is a member of your family, maybe quietly just try and take a step back, go maybe like 7 days without speaking to them or seeing them, just trying to slowly cut back, regain yourself, see for ways that you can improve your relationship, maybe through therapy or other means for family members and close friends. And if this is someone that you can cut out of your life, maybe just try and bring it to prayer. Because yes, they always say, bring that person to the altar, bring that person and love them and love them. You can still love a person and start to remove them from your life slowly. If this person is causing you to sin, if this person is causing you so much anxiety, and maybe in your head you're cursing them and you're trying to love them, but it's hard. Maybe take a step back, stay away from them for a while. If you know that you're going out with your friends and you know that person is going to be there and that person is going to cause you anxiety, that person is going to cause you to sin, maybe it's better to spend that Friday night alone. Now on to some prayer techniques when you're dealing with anxiety. I highly recommend not necessarily go before the Blessed Sacrament and adoration. That is totally awesome. But for me personally, I like to speak out loud to Jesus. I know that sounds super weird, but I don't love having to pray silently all the time. What I did when I was in college and a few years after that at my home parish, when I still lived at home with my parents in the suburbs, I would go to my church, which was almost always open. And we had a modern church, and the tabernacle was very accessible. You were able to sit on the carpeted floor or kneel or whatever I was feeling that day. I would sit before Jesus and I would just talk out loud to him. So, but a lot of people don't have parishes that are open 24 hours a day or whatever my parish was. I never figured that out, but it was open very often. What people can do is call the parish center, get a key, or just walk in there and they'll let you pray in front of the tabernacle. So definitely reach out to your parish. If for whatever reason your parish does not let you do this, call the parish one town over. I think that's really good, but also work with the priest maybe a little bit. make an appointment for confession. Don't necessarily just go on the confession line and go to confession that way. Of course, go to confession whenever you can, as often as you can, as often as you think you need to, without being scrupulous. But I think it's really good to set an appointment with a priest and make sort of a general confession. Let them know about this anxiety, how maybe it's hampering your relationship with God, or maybe some sins that you're holding on to that maybe you haven't been able to do it. I think making appointments for confession is huge, because then you don't have to worry about the people online. You don't have to worry about taking up too much of the priest's time or anything like that away from other people, because he has made this appointment for you. Do not be afraid to call upon the priest, because this is literally their job, is to be a parish priest and serve the parish. So this is part of their job. They are aware that they will have to do confessions during the day throughout the week. If you are dealing with anxiety, you have my utmost sympathy. I know how difficult it is. I know it's an issue if you're around my age, with my generation, millennials specifically. I know Gen Z deals with it as well. I don't know what's going on that is giving us so much anxiety. So those are my advice for self-care. That's how I handle my anxiety and just take care of myself and try and be a better adult, a better daughter of Christ. And if you could let me know in the comments below what you do for your self-care, what makes you feel better, what do you do? We're always discerning God's will. We're always going to feel this anxiety. Everybody feels anxiety, just some more than others. I think my generation specifically, we feel a lot of anxiety. You guys have my sympathy. There are so many options out there, so please use those options. And let me know in the comments below what you do to handle your anxiety, because it's rough right out there. It's very rough. So give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss one of my videos. And I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.